produce esports events and design video games.
What?
And in 2016, what did you do for a living?
I worked as the field assignment manager at TMZ.
So this guy is the TMZ guy.
An entertainment news
Yeah, he's explaining himself.
website and television show.
And what were your responsibilities as a field assignment manager for TMZ?
I was the go-between the news desk in the office and the reporters in the field, which you might know as paparazzi.
Approximately
Oh,
how
so
many
he's a dick one.
paparazzis were you
I hate
in charge
paparazzi.
of?
At the time, it was about
Wouldn't it be funny if the paparazzi are the ones that might actually help Johnny Depp? That'd be
What
very
were your
funny.
responsibilities
Or
as a
Amber
field
Heard,
assignment
as a matter of fact.
it would be to dispatch paparazzi to various locations based on tips or just direction dictated by having a list of sort of hot spots where celebrities would be.
And how were those tips received?
They were received either through tips that we received through our tip line or directly through news producers in the office.
And were tips frequently received directly from sources?
Very often the case, yeah.
And who were the type of sources that TMC received tips from?
They would receive tips from, oftentimes it would be
Is this a public courtroom?
publicists,
Just random
managers,
people in the
agents,
courtroom?
or B-list celebrities.
Lawyers?
And lawyers, definitely.
How were tips verified?
Tips are verified by an extensive process. If they come in through our tip line, we have to verify who sent it, that that the source is truthful, and so they have to add their contact information, which is a field in that on that website for like name, phone number, things like that.
And how long did that process typically take?
If we receive a tip through the tip line, it could take a while because that would need to be, if it was a tip, we would need to verify it. If it was media, such as photos or videos, that would need to be extensively verified to ensure that the person sending it is the copyright holder and that we would have the legal ability to air it and distribute it.
And while working for TMZ, were you involved in any assignments related to Ms. Heard?
I was.
What was the first time you recall working on an assignment related to Ms. Heard?
I believe it was May 27th, 2016.
And what was your role in that assignment?
For that, Ms. Heard was filing a
So
restraining
Jepstein,
order
the
at a
Johnny
courthouse in downtown
Depp's
Los
team brought
Angeles.
him
So,
in,
I dispatched
if I'm
camera people to
correct.
that location.
Under what circumstances would you normally send paparazzi to a courthouse?
Oops.
Only if we had been informed prior. It's not by any means a celebrity hotspot. We would only ever send people there if we had been tipped off that something was occurring and there was somebody present there.
And what footage was TMZ trying to capture at the LA courthouse on May 27th, 2016?
We were trying to capture Amber leaving the courthouse and an alleged bruise on the right side of her face.
What was your team of paparazzi supposed to do while they were at the LA courthouse on
Okay.
May 27th, 2016?
Objection, Your Honor. Hearsay
There is.
and foundation.
What
What-
were you supposed to do?
Right. She's asking for, I don't think there's a foundation or
I'll
hearsay.
overrule the objection at this point. We'll see.
Okay.
Go ahead, Mr. Tremaine.
Can you state the question again?
What was your team of paparazzi supposed to do while they were at the Los Angeles courthouse on May 27th, 2016?
Their objective was to capture her leaving the courthouse, and then she was going to sort of stop and turn towards the camera to display the bruise on the right side of her face, the alleged bruise.
Okay.
Did your team of videographers get the shot of Amber Heard?
We did.
What is the difference between receiving a tip from a news producer and any other source?
If it's any other source, it would have to be verified by copyright. If it was anything that was received directly through a news producer, then they go through that process to verify the source.
Did you do anything to verify the tip on May 27th, 2016 related to Amber Heard?
I did not,
Why not?
because it had come directly from a news producer.
Does that mean
Oh.
it had been verified?
It means that they had verified that tip and deemed that it was credible, and therefore a camera person needed to be dispatched.
After May 27th, 2016,
Okay.
were you involved
I
in
mean,
any
that's-
other
that's
assignments
normal, I
related
guess.
to Amber Heard?
Yes.
Can you tell me about those assignments?
The next one would have been August 6th, 2016, where she was giving a deposition.
So what did you do in relation to that tip?
I dispatched camera people to a parking lot adjacent to a law office in which she would be arriving to,
Okay.
so we could get the footage of her arriving for the deposition.
Do you typically send paparazzis to parking lots of law offices?
No, not at all.
Did you get the shot of Miss Heard on August 6, 2016?
We did.
Okay.
After August 6, 2016, were you involved in any other stories involving Miss Heard?
Yes, I was.
And what story was that?
On the 12th, we received a video depicting Johnny Depp slamming some cabinets that was captured by Ms. Heard.
Yeah, we saw that video.
What date
Yeah.
was that?
I believe that was the August 12th
Of 2016?
of 2016, yes.
Was that when he was in Australia though? I forgot.
Can you describe to the jury how you received the video on August 12, 2016?
Yes, the video
It was
was
from Amber
sent
Heard,
in
right?
through our email tip line, which is an email distribution that goes to all the producers.
Yeah, but that video was made by
as well as
Amber
the
Heard.
film assignment manager, because it often included celebrity locations. It came in as I recall,
Objection, hearsay.
He's just describing how it came in.
I think he's about to reveal hearsay, Your Honor.
I'll overrule for now. We'll see where it goes.
Please continue.
So I received that email, and it included a link from some unknown Dropbox type public website in which it contained that
Objection,
video.
Your Honor, hearsay. He's about to describe what comes from the Dropbox website, and that's.
So far, he just said he's what's the link from the Dropbox. We'll see. If the
Oh
next
my
one-
gosh, dude.
So you received a link. What was in that link?
In that link was the video of Johnny Depp smashing the cabinets.
And you received this video in your inbox, correct?
I did.
What did you do once you received that video?
We downloaded it. We alerted the web editor who was sitting next to me at the time. We downloaded it, and then were instructed by the news producer to do what we call slap bumpers and a bug on it, which is putting the dun 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 at the beginning end, and then putting a translucent watermark over it. Which
I know what
indicates
that is. I've read enough TMZ articles to know what that is.
After you did that, was it posted?
it was posted. Yes,
God, remember when TMZ was a
it was
show?
posted to.
I don't know if it's
TMZ.com.
still a show, but I hated that show. I liked it and hated it at the same time.
Did you do anything else related to Amber Heard on August 12, 2016?
Yes, I received a tip that Amber Heard would be arriving at LAX, and so I dispatched camera people to film that exit, or her arrival to LAX. rather.
Man, it'd be crazy if the paparazzi actually comes out
I was
on
instructed
Clutch this
to.
time.
How long does it take to post a story after media's been received by TMZ?
After media's been received, it could take any length of time depending on who owns the copyright.
Okay.
How does TMZ obtain copyright over images and videos?
The only way to obtain copyright over media would be if we shot it ourselves, if it was sent to the tip line, source verified that it was from the original copyright owner, and then either purchased from that person or given to us. And then the third option would be if it was directly given to us by the copyright holder, like a direct source.
And how long does it take to copyright something TMZ has received through the tip line?
It can take a while because you have to extensively verify that that person owns the copyright.
Yeah.
And then possibly, it depends.
That
also
makes
if
sense.
they-
That's what we
you
do
can
with
get in
YouTube
contact with
videos.
the person, because they might not be super responsive.
Something going on the cameraman?
Via phone or email that they provided. And then potentially you'd have to enter a negotiation with our clips and clearances department to figure out the cost of that media.
How long does it take for TMZ to obtain a copyright over something received directly from a source?
Something in the realm of 15 minutes just to
Wow.
do what I described before, which is putting bumpers and a bug on something and write the article and post it. It's pretty fast.
How much time had passed from the time you received the kitchen cabinet video to the time it was posted on TMZ?
About 15 minutes.
Wow, they work fast.
Did any other tabloids other than TMZ post this video?
No,
Objection leading and calls for hearsay.
Did any other tabloids?
Overruled.
Mr. Tremaine, go ahead.
No, they did not,
And why not?
because it was a TMZ exclusive.
And what does that mean?
It means the TMZ owns the copyright to it. So it can't be distributed by any other media source without
Oh,
going through
shit.
the TMZ, and they wouldn't be able to upload that media without getting a copyright strike.
Yeah. Okay.
Have you seen the kitchen cabinet video that was played in this trial?
I have, yes.
How does that video that was played in this trial compare to the one you received on August 12, 2016?
When I had clicked the direct link that we received and watched the video in its entirety, it was much shorter than the video we had received, than the video that's been played in this trial. There was a bit at the beginning that was played here in which Ms.
Okay.
Bird is seemingly sort of setting up the camera.
That's not hearsay?
Getting into position. And then there's a bit at
Okay.
the end where she's seemingly snickering and looks at the camera. That part was not present in what we received.
Did TMZ edit the video?
No, not even a little.
Wait, what?
When we receive something and it's edited, there's a clear indicator because
What?
there's sort of a journalistic practice they use is when there's an edit, you do what's called like a white flash transition, which covers the entire screen with white to very clearly indicate to everybody there was an edit here for time or whatever, just to make it a little more compelling. But in this case, it was not edited, as I was.
So the video
scared
they
that
got
she
wasn't
had been
edited,
present for the
but
entirety
the
of
video in the
what
trial
received
is.
publishing.
But
When
what?
was the next time you worked on an assignment related to Amber Heard?
So they made the video longer for
It
the
was-
trial?
Well, there was the time where we went to the airport.
What?
And then the day after that, because she had flown in for the deposition, because I think the first time didn't work out. So she was arriving again for the deposition in that
What was
same
Asmongold
parking
saying?
lot
Oops.
adjacent to
I'll
a.
keep that playing.
Communications from Mr. Depp or his camp?
I did not.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Cross-examination?
Yes.
Okay, here we go.
At a
How do
specific
you
time
know?
in order to film Amber Heard arriving for the deposition.
How did you know that tip was legitimate?
It came from a news producer.
While you worked at TMZ, did you ever receive any communications from Mr. Depp or his camp?
I did not.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Cross-examination?
Okay, we're like
Yes.
15 seconds behind.
So, how do you know what video was shown at this trial? I think yesterday,
I was alerted by a friend that that TMZ was being kind of talked about in this trial, and so I had seen a clip of that.
so you
Okay.
watched some of this trial.
Correct.
Okay. When did you first reach out?
Yeah, who
to
isn't watching
Mr.
this trial?
Depp?
Like, I'm looking at Asmongold on
6
stream right
years
now.
ago,
There's
or
250 viewers right now.
And then
250,000 viewers.
you received a subpoena, I think yesterday, in care of your attorney Cindy Hickox, right?
Correct.
Okay. And Cindy Hickox represents Christy Dombrowski, Kate James, Robin Baum, and
Objection,
Debbie
Your Honor.
Lloyd. Were you aware of
Calls for
that?
speculation.
Overruled.
Were you aware of that?
No.
Now, if you don't have information that's helpful to this case, then you wouldn't be a witness, correct?
Objection.
I
Calls for
can't.
speculation.
Sustained. Sustained. Next question.
I'm not
All right.
aware.
Okay, you know this case is being televised, right?
I am aware that there are cameras.
And so this gets you your 15 minutes of fame, doesn't it?
Objection, Your Honor. Argumentative.
I can ask that question.
Overruled.
What?
So I
What a
stand to gain nothing.
what
from
a
this. I'm
bitch.
actually putting myself kind of in the target of TMZ, a very litigious organization.
The
And
TMZ
I'm
is not.
any 15 minutes here. So you're welcome to speculate. I could say the same thing by taking Amber Heard as a client for you.
A little argumentative, don't you think?
Oh, hardly. I find that to be purely logical. Thank you.
Now, are you aware that Mr. Depp's attorneys
He just
were
got-
well aware of the TRO that was going to be presented on May 27th?
Objection. Calls for speculation.
Were you aware of that?
Lack of foundation.
Overruled if you can answer it.
Can you restate the question?
Were you aware that Mr. Depp's divorce attorneys were aware that Amber Heard was going in to seek a TRO on May 27th?
Just look at Camila's face
I don't
right
think I
now.
understand the question. I don't think so, no.
Okay.
kind of a
Do you
complicated question.
know whether Blair Burke, one of Mr. Depp's divorce attorneys had a very close relationship with TMZ at that time?
Objection calls for speculation.
Overruled. If he knows.
I was not aware of that.
Okay, and when you said that you were dispatched twice, once to film Amber in a parking lot for the deposition, and then it didn't work out, and so you had to do it another time. How did you know
Okay.
it didn't work out?
Because
So
TMZ.com posted an
she's
article.
trying to defame him, basically,
I
make
was
him
not
less credible.
dispatched.
Do you know?
I worked in
I mean,
why
TMZ
the deposition
writers are
didn't
already
work out?
discredible, so
I'd
it's
have to
not
reference
that
the
hard.
article, I forget.
So do you know?
I didn't write that story. I wasn't involved in the
Do
actual
you know
journalism of that.
which side? Do you know which side would have known or not known whether that deposition was going to work out? In other words, the people representing Mr. Depp or the people representing Ms. Heard?
I wouldn't know.
Okay. And then the video clip. You don't know who provided that, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Not testifying to
I
that.
have no further.
All right, redirect.
Okay.
Mr. Tremaine, why did you contact me in relation to this case?
I saw that there was a discrepancy with like the video that was shown here and the video that I know I had received. So I had no interest in testifying. I had reached out simply to maybe try to help with the timeline of things or help with the
Okay.
case in any way, just by virtue of understanding the timeline of the stories that were published and kind of how that can be unclear. But I had no idea I'd be on the stand.
Nothing further. Thank you.
All right, sir, you're free to go.
Thank
Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
Is that it
Another witness. Okay.
for him? Oh, wow.
Mr. Depp calls Brian Newmeister. All right, Brian Newmeister.